Um,
Little face cam action.
what I was saying before, Gary Johnson does have a chance to win. So him being a third-party candidate is not as unlikely as one would seem.
I mean, I would probably give Gary Johnson in between like a 0 and like a 5% chance of becoming our next president.
Okay.
It's very, very unlikely because that's what they said with Bernie Sanders. They said all Bernie Sanders has to do to be the Democratic he's got to win 2 states and he's gonna get to these debates. Poll at 45 and 50%. He's gonna be right there. And it never happened. He got destroyed by Hillary
Clinton. Right. I had a picture of it. I don't know where it went. That's how much
Bernie was winning more states than Hillary. Bernie was winning little states that were irrelevant. I don't think Gary Johnson can win somewhere like he can poll high in New York or California or Texas.
Well, he doesn't have to. Can you hear me out? So Gary Johnson is from New Mexico. He was the governor of New Mexico in the late 90s, blah, 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 blah. New Mexico has 5 electoral votes. If Trump wins Ohio and Florida, which they're both swing states, blah, 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 blah. Well, I can't show you the map. But I guess if New Mexico is kind of also a swing state, if Gary wins that, and Trump wins Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, and then Hillary wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, blah, 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 then, Hillary has 268 electoral votes and Trump has 265. New Mexico has 5 electoral votes. So if Gary wins that, then that would be a 3-way tie, and the House can choose Gary Johnson. So, if you think about it, that's not far off.
That is. I would have to disagree with you. That is very, very far off.
Okay. Trump's going to win at least 100 electoral votes.
Agreed.
The state, the picture that, you can look at it. It's redalertpolitics.com. Can Gary Johnson win a state? But it's not far off. It's not, Trump winning California. It's, Trump winning Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and then Hillary winning, predominantly liberal states, and Trump winning predominantly Republican states. Just, New Mexico being libertarian. It can't happen.
I guess if every single libertarian, and I believe most people in the United States are a form of libertarian. They are a libertarian. They would identify as a libertarian. Because
you're kind of breaking up.
All right. Most people in the United States are fiscally conservative and socially liberal.
Right.
The majority of people. That's basically libertarianism. That's alternative right.
Mm-hmm.
And if they all voted libertarianism, then yeah, Gary Johnson in an ideal world would have a chance. But most libertarians aren't voting for Gary Johnson. They're voting for Donald Trump or they're voting for Hillary Clinton because they don't think that he has a chance. If every single teenager that loved Bernie came out and said we're gonna support Bernie, he would have won a landslide. If all the young people, but that vote is so inconsistent that it's never going to happen. Bernie Sanders, if you think about it, never had a chance.
I disagree, but he does have a chance. People are not voting for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump because they're the least favorable candidates probably to ever run for presidency.
That is true.
Both polling in the 30s or 40s. So most Americans are looking for a third option, which is why Gary Johnson is polling 12% in several national polls. To get on the debate stage with Clinton and Trump, he just has to be polling 15. That's only, 3 points away. He had a fundraiser. A fundraiser. and he made $1.7 million as a third party. That's incredible.
That's really low, though.
As a third party, I mean,
I mean, he might be third party, but he's running against Clinton. Can easily raise $1 billion for a national campaign, no problem.
Yes, but it's about how he spends it. If he only spends that towards, getting on the debate stage, that's a big deal. Whether Clinton has to attack everyone that says anything bad about him.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is if you ask, okay, you were right about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton being unpopular. If you took a room of your average 10 Americans and said, how many do you think should be, or how many of you guys do you think, fuck, I can't say it. How many of you guys do you think that Clinton should be president? 80 people in the United States don't vote. And the people that are voting they're voting cross parties just to stop a certain candidate. They're not even worried about Gary Johnson. That's why I don't think he's going to poll very high.
Well, you're kind of a prime example of him, reason why he's not going to poll very high, because, with that mentality, no, he's not going to become president. No, he's not going to get on the debate stage. So, you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
I agree with you.
And,
I'm a realist, though. I see it through what's actually going to happen. In an ideal world, I would love to say, let's vote Gary Johnson, let's vote Gary Johnson. But people just aren't going to do that. It's just not going to happen. I would love for it to happen, but it's not going to.
I don't know, man. I got a few more votes for Gary Johnson. I tell Gary Johnson about everybody. I tell everyone about Gary Johnson. Whether they vote for him or not, they know who he is.
Let me put it to you this way. Anybody you see from now until the election time, literally anybody you look at that you see on your everyday life, they could go vote for Gary Johnson and he would still not have. Johnson's are in the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. They're not even the 12% thing is very misleading. Like when we actually start having debates, and when this election cycle gets into full swing, when we have debates between Clinton and Trump, Gary Johnson's numbers are going to go down significantly. They're going to go down to 5 to 8%. People are only voting for Gary Johnson right now because I believe they're only voting for him right now is because they haven't seen enough from Clinton or Trump. Once they know more, see, no one knows anything about Trump's tax plan. But once they find out more, that's going to garner more votes for him, or it's going to send more votes to Hillary Clinton. I don't think it sends any votes to Gary Johnson because no one knows about his tax plan.
That's not why people are not voting for Trump and Clinton. Trump and Clinton are the worst people probably ever to be running for president. No one wants them. No one wants
I don't know. I don't know if I agree on Trump.
No one wants a lying person that
Well, how is Trump racist?
Doesn't care, that lies about emails, gets convicted. That's probably not even physically fit to be president. So, I think those are more considerable than,
Can you hear me? When you lag out? Hello. Your screen froze.